VoiceOver cheat codes, how to get more authentic reads. Hey there, VO people, and welcome back. Today, we are talking about something that will completely change the game when it comes to giving a more authentic and natural sounding read when you're doing your voiceover projects. So you've probably heard people say, I want a conversational read, or just sound conversational. And that can be easier said than done, because as soon as you sit down behind a microphone, your brain automatically switches to recording mode or reading mode or performance mode. And you change the way you speak in order to sound quote unquote professional. And I get it. I mean, you've got the script there. It's written. It's hopefully formatted well. And if it's not, you can reformat it. But the problem usually is that that is someone else's words, not your own. I mean, if you were just kind of speaking off the top of your head with a close friend, you just flow. But when you're reading a script, you tend to sound more robotic and stiff. So what I'm going to talk about today are two really powerful methods that I use and plenty of other people in the voiceover industry use to sound more natural, like you're just coming up with whatever you're saying off the top of your head. Because let's be real, that's the job. In voiceover, the job is to sound like you're not reading, even though you are. When that performance brain kicks in and things start to tighten up and get stiff, that is not how people talk, right? Yes, they're someone else's words, but our job is to make it sound like they're our words. And so real conversations just flow. They don't sound, you're not trying to think about commas and periods and that kind of thing. So when these two techniques are used correctly, it can really go a long way in making you sound more natural. So the ultimate goal with any voiceover project is to sound like you're not reciting the idea or the message, that you're just sharing it. Or maybe you've just discovered this and you're sharing it with someone else. Not to recite it. But how do we do that? How do we go from reading words to actually sharing those ideas? And that's where the springboard method and the hesitation method come into play. And before we dive into those two techniques, if you want to go deeper on this and a bunch of other stuff that goes into building and maintaining your voiceover business, then check out the VoiceOver Blueprint. That is my flagship training program. If you want to learn more about that and even book a free call to learn more, check out the description and the linked comment below. Okay, the first method is called the springboard method. And there's been other ways to name this, but that's what I call it. And it's basically about adding some throwaway words at the beginning of the script. What this does is it kind of warms up your brain, or sometimes it even tricks your brain into thinking that you're just having a conversation. You're not reading this thing, you're just saying it. And like I said, that's the ultimate goal. Think of it like this. You're just getting a running start. And that's kind of why we call it the springboard. All right, here's how it works. Let's say the line is, discover a fresh smile with Aquafresh toothpaste. If you start with just that line, as it's written on the page, then it could come out a little stiff and forced, because remember, that's someone else's words, not your words. It might sound something like this. Dude, you're never going to believe what I just found. I found the best toothpaste ever. It is so awesome, you're going to love it. Discover a fresh smile with Aquafresh toothpaste. And it doesn't even really need to be that long. I would say that the longer versions are better, but it could be just something as simple as, okay, here's the thing. Discover a bright smile with Aquafresh toothpaste. Just something to trick your brain into being more conversational before you read the words. Remember, when you're doing that, you're no longer reading the script. You're just saying the words, and that tricks your brain into thinking you're just having a conversation. You don't even really have to record the springboard if you don't want to. I usually do, because that's what the editor's for. You can say as much as you want before the actual script, and in post, you just cut that part out and it just starts with the script. Okay, now you may be asking, well, how does it work, or why does it work so well? And there's an answer based in science. What happens with the springboard method is it actually gives your brain context for those words or that line to exist. If those lines just are read in a vacuum, the brain doesn't really know what to do with it other than just spit it out. But when you put those additional lines before that line, your brain starts to think about why those lines are being said. It actually activates the part of your brain called the conversational schema. And what that does is it's responsible for processing spontaneous speech. That's the part of the brain where rhythm and speech variation and emphasis all happen naturally. So you don't have to act conversational, you actually become conversational when you do that. Okay, so let's do one together. Say this line out loud. We make banking easy. But now say it again and put this in front of it. If you're sick of all the other banks out there, we make banking easy. So hopefully you hear the difference there. It basically sets up the actual line with kind of the reason for it. And over time, you'll start to be able to do this sometimes even in your head. Now, I don't recommend that, but there are times when if you just think about what's being said before the actual line, it will actually reframe in your brain and help you to say it more naturally.
And now for something completely different.
If you struggle with marketing your VO business, don't worry, you're not alone. This is where lots of people get stuck. But never fear, because this month's live masterclass is all about direct marketing. And it's all going down on October 28th at 5 p.m. Pacific. In this live 90-minute class, I'm going to take you through the exact steps that my assistant Hannah and I use to keep my VO pipeline full. I'm going to cover why your website is so crucial to your VO marketing and best practices for your site, my steps for researching who to reach out to, my exact email process, when and how to follow up with potential clients, using LinkedIn to maximize reach, keeping everything organized in my CRM, and tons more. Seats are limited to 100 attendees so we can make sure we get to all the questions. And as always, I'll be drawing a name from all the entrants to win a free seat to the class. And of course, these live masterclasses are always recorded, so if you can't attend live, you'll always have the replay available. Learn more and sign up below in the description and the pinned comment.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Let's move on to the second technique, and I call this the hesitation method. And this one is all about timing and the thought process behind the words. In real conversations, we don't really speak in perfect, clean sentences. We speed up, we slow down, we pause on certain words, and the pausing on certain words is what I'm talking about here. It's when you take a certain word and you elongate that word like you're just thinking of it as it's coming out of your mouth. Something like, well, I guess that would work. That little hesitation makes it sound like the thought is just kind of bubbling up and out, and we haven't thought about it ahead of time. Let's try an example for this one. Let's say the line is, I don't know about that, it feels weird. If you just read it out loud like that, it sounds okay, but what if you read it like this? I don't know about that, it feels weird. That second time when I took that word feels and kind of stretched it out a little bit, it made it sound like I'm contemplating what I'm saying as I'm saying it. It just feels weird. Now, a big distinction here is don't overdo it. You don't want to just do that on every other word or it makes you sound like, I don't know, you're drunk or something. But if you just throw those little things in from time to time, it does add some humanity to the read. So you can even put them together. So let's say with that same line, if you wanted to use the springboard method and the hesitation method, you could do something like, hey dude, this kind of worries me a little bit. I don't know about that. It feels weird. Okay, so here's how you can practice. Find any script and record it cold with no hesitation method, no springboard method, and listen to it back. Then try it again with some springboard, with some hesitation in there, and play that back and compare the two and see if that second one doesn't sound more real. Great voiceover isn't about reading. It's not about having a perfect voice. It's about connection. And these techniques will help you sound more trustworthy and real and memorable. They're ways to humanize your delivery. And in this world of AI, people are scrambling for something that's human. Okay, so here's some common mistakes that a lot of people do when they're first learning how to do these methods. The first is when it comes to springboards, keep them relatively short. You don't have to talk for 5 minutes before you get to the actual script. Just a line or two that will trick your brain into thinking that you're just talking. The second mistake is actually leaving the springboard in the file. Definitely don't do that. Edit those parts out so that it just starts with what's on the page. And don't fake your hesitation method. A lot of people overdo this early on, and it starts to sound contrived and just put in or forced in. When you do it right, the listener won't even know it's happening, but subconsciously, it will register that you're just having a conversation. Okay, so to recap, the springboard method helps you enter the conversation more naturally, and the hesitation method helps you live inside the moment as you're going through the script. Use those together, and your reads will sound not like a performance, but more like a real conversation. Well, I hope these 2 techniques helped you get your reads to sound more natural and conversational. And leave a comment down below and let me know if you think this is going to help you. And lastly, if you want to learn the top 5 mistakes that most new voice actors make, then check out this video right here.